Hello every YouTube buddy, and yes, this is another one of my Oblivion Extreme Graphics videos. So in this episode we're going to cover a couple of the newest screenshots that were released for Skyrim, and we're also going to cover a few of the tiny clips in the new GameStop trailer for Skyrim. And while I talk about that, I'm showing you this new mod that I installed. It's called Skyrim Improved, and we're actually going to go to Skyrim in this video. It's kind of a half-baked mod, but I mean it's better than nothing, and it's kind of fun to see how the authors of this mod rendered Skyrim. So we're talking to the pass guard now, and he's guarding this wooden passage of like maybe 1,000 wooden stairs or so, and that leads to Mountaintop. And then once we're there, then we'll be in Skyrim, and then we can start taking in the sights. Alright, now let's take a look at the new screenshots that Bethesda released of Skyrim just 2 days ago. There are 7 screenshots, and I'm just going to show each of them for 1 or 2 seconds, so all you have to do is pause if you want to look at them in more detail. So here's the first screenshot, and pause if you want to take a closer look at it. That is a screenshot of Riften, and it depicts a guard standing on duty inside Riften. Now the second screenshot takes place in some kind of dungeon. We don't know where, but this is a draugr lord that the character is fighting, and the character is fighting him with a glass axe. Now this third screenshot is a stealth kill, and it shows a dark elf or a Dunmer, female Dunmer, assassinating an orc. And next we get a shot of what's called a standing stone or a guardian stone. Todd Howard said that there's 13 of those scattered around Skyrim, and this particular one is the apprentice stone. And then this next one is also a shot in a dungeon of an orc with a warhammer, and the PC is using an iron sword to fight him. And then the next one, there's a lot to check out, so pause it and take a closer look at it. It's a marsh near Solitude, which is in the northwestern area of Skyrim. Well, you can see that we're almost to Mountaintop now, but there's one last screenshot to take a look at. It's the most important, I think. It's a very high-res version of the North Coast, which is, we're not sure exactly where it is, but you get to see how Bethesda has rendered the ice, how they rendered the northern lights, and then the mountains in the distance. It's just amazing. And this is actually a PC screenshot, and I'm kind of panning through it again so you can look at it in more detail. So pause at any point if you want to take a look at the closer detail. And this is a PC screenshot. There were 2 other PC screenshots that have been released before, months ago, so we actually do know, we get an idea of what it's going to look like on the PC. But, by the way, so we've just reached Mountaintop, and this, I'm going to pan around in a second so you can see the view from it. We are now in Skyrim, and I don't think this mountaintop location is actually going to be in the game itself, but you get an idea of how high we are already. And we're also, in this video, we're going to visit Riverwood, or actually this mod's rendition of Riverwood. We're also going to visit High Hrothgar, and we're also going to visit a few other locations just to kind of just for comic relief. Then I also wanted to mention a couple of new tiny clips that we saw in the GameStop's trailer of Skyrim. There's just 2 clips that each lasted barely a second each, but the first one finally shows the Dwemer Centurions, or Dwemer is another word for dwarves in Skyrim. So it's like a dwarven machine called a Centurion, and we finally get to see it. We knew they would be in Skyrim, partly because of the frenzy spells description mentioned machines, but we finally get to see it in the GameStop trailer. And then there was another clip of a skeleton, the player fighting a skeleton somewhere on a mountaintop. Alright, so we're heading further into Skyrim now. I just wanted to show you these albino deer. I honestly can't remember if they were already in Oblivion, or if the modders actually added those or not. And we're now approaching Riverwood. There it is. And be careful, don't blink, you'll miss it. It's like a whole 3 buildings. I'm just getting off to take a look at the vista from this side, and I think I'm pointing north right now, toward which is toward the ocean. Okay, so let's go around. You know, this kind of shows off just how amateurish this mod is, but you know, it's better than nothing. It's a pretty big mod too. You know, there's a bunch of meshes and textures you have to download, and I think they rendered about 60 different locations in Skyrim. So here's Riverwood, and you can't really do anything in town. Some of these towns and cities in the mod are placeholders. Oh yeah, you can pick potatoes. Actually, you're going to be able to pick potatoes in Skyrim too, so that's somewhat authentic, but not very. Oh yeah, I think you can interact with this house, but yeah. Alright, so anyway, in a minute we're going to head out and we're going to check out another area called Neugrad Watch, and I'm not sure what this is. I don't think it's going to actually be in the Skyrim game, but also you see my frame rate, it's just terrible right now. It's because this area is poorly optimized. It's not my card, it's not my system, it's just this poorly optimized mod. Part of making a good game or making a good area is to optimize all the meshes and optimize the textures, and they didn't do that here. And there's something else I noticed while exploring this Skyrim Improved mod. Exploring the countryside, I noticed that things are packed fairly close together, but in the game itself, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, things are much farther apart, which goes to show that the maps aren't to scale. Skyrim is going to be significantly larger, scale-wise, so I would expect it to feel a lot bigger, much bigger than Oblivion, and it's very obvious by just checking this mod out. And here's a town with missing meshes. But I wanted to show you this signpost. It's kind of cool. The sign shows that if we follow this road, we can go to Whiterun and Riften. So I'm going to actually follow the road and see where it takes us. And like I said before, you know, most of these towns and cities are just like placeholder buildings, and there's really not anything to do, and there's no quests to obtain. It was really just kind of a template for other modders to build quests on, and they never did. Okay, so you finally get to see High Hrothgar, and the guy even rendered the 7,000 stairs in his own way. But you know, there's really not much to see here. It's and by the way, you can't get this level of detail in the landscape unless you've downloaded and installed all the mods that I did. See, this is heavily modded, so it looks nicer, and it looks somewhat convincing, but you know, still there's just nothing to do up here, and it's just purely for aesthetics only. I think in a second I'm going to show you, yeah, see, those are the steps that he rendered. And that's a mesh that already, or you know, a model that's already in Oblivion, and then he just kind of slapped them on top of each other, and you can see how they wrap around the mountainside. And something else you might have noticed is that there's no weather in this mod because it wasn't programmed in, so it's always sunny in Skyrim, which of course isn't true. Okay, well, that's all for this video. I'm going to be publishing more videos like this whenever we get new leaks or new screenshots or new video clips. So look for all of my Skyrim videos in the next few weeks, and of course I'll be doing a full walkthrough starting on November the 11th. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out a lot, and then you'll get all these videos in your inbox. And if you liked it, then click the like button and add a comment. I really appreciate all of that, and we'll see you next time.